Ah, my alphas, look at them now, the ones who spun stories from the threads of deceit, who paraded false glory like royalty, who thought their castles of illusion would stand the storm. They are trembling. Their breath is shallow. Their grip is slipping. And the mask they once wore with pride is cracking. One by one, piece by piece, their lies came crashing down. And now they're losing it. Not just their control, not just their composure. No, they are losing the very fabric of their identity. They are unraveling. And we are rising. For years they whispered that we were nothing. They fed us silence and called it peace. They buried our names in the dark and swore that was protection. But we remember. We remember every dismissive glance, every empty promise, every time they smiled with venom behind their teeth. They played God with broken morals, propped up by illusion, inflated by applause from sycophants too blind or too afraid to see the truth. They stood on a mountain of fiction, drunk on power, believing themselves untouchable. But truth has claws, and time has a hunger. The reckoning always comes. They lied to the world about who they were, but more than that, they lied to themselves. They believed their own myths. That is why they are breaking. You see, when a weak man pretends to be a giant long enough, he forgets how to walk with humility. When the spotlight turns off and the cheering stops, what's left? Just the echo of his own deception, bouncing through hollow chambers of a rotted soul. That is what they face now, emptiness, a mirror with no reflection, and in that silence, they are screaming. But us, my alphas, look at us now. We endured in the dark, forged beneath pressure, built from the bones of forgotten warriors and broken dreams. We are not the product of comfort. We were not born from easy wins or soft applause. We are the consequence, the result of every betrayal, every defeat, every time they tried to crush us and failed. We are sharpened, and while they were busy building illusions, we were building ourselves. While they painted masks, we grew scars, and scars do not break. They are losing their grip because we never stop climbing. We watch them fall in love with their delusions, and we let them. We watch them tighten the noose of their own arrogance, and now we tug the rope. They fed the fire thinking it would keep them warm, forgetting that fire consumes. They burned bridges thinking they could fly, forgetting that wings don't grow on liars, and now they fall. One by one, as they always were meant to, not because we hate them, but because they stood in our way. Understand this. The fall of the false is not cruelty, it is balance. Nature demands it. The world may sleep, but justice wakes like a beast from the cave, teeth bared, eyes wide, unflinching. We are that beast. We are the consequence they never planned for. They could control the weak, manipulate the scared, but they could never tame the furious. And fury, when it learns patience, becomes unstoppable. That's what we are now, not just a storm. We are the silence before it, and they know, they know what's coming. Let them lose it. Let them claw at the edges of their fantasy. Let them scream into the abyss they once made for us. Let them beg for the illusion to return. It won't. Because truth is here now, and truth doesn't leave room for comfort. It burns through the rot. It tears through delusion. And it doesn't ask for permission. They thought they could erase us, but all they did was sharpen us. Every time they tried to silence us, they taught us how to speak with thunder. And now we speak. With every step we take, we speak. With every breath, every rise, every moment we refuse to kneel, we speak. And our voice is the echo of justice long overdue. They had their time. They had their lies. But we have the future. and we are not afraid to get our hands dirty reclaiming it. Because we are not afraid of the mud, not afraid of the blood, not afraid of the weight of truth when it finally falls. Let them clutch their pearls and cry injustice. Let them wail that we are the monsters now. But monsters don't lie to children. Monsters don't steal futures under the guise of order. Monsters don't wear suits and sign papers soaked in silent suffering. No, we are not monsters. We are what comes for them when their nightmares become real. And the irony is thick. We are the consequence of their creation. Born from their arrogance, baptized in the fires they lit, we emerge now not as broken ghosts, but as sharpened edges. They preached peace, but practiced control. They demanded obedience, not unity. They feared minds that questioned and hands that built without permission. They called that rebellion, called that danger. But the truth is, what they feared was us, the real us, the version they couldn't mold, couldn't tame, couldn't silence. We were always beneath the surface watching, waiting, learning. They thought their victory was complete. They thought history would forget us. But time does not forget what bleeds. And we bled for far too long. Now, the tide has turned, and they are drowning in the same poison they used to weaken others. Their alliances are crumbling. Their wealth means nothing when trust is gone. And their legacy, once carved in stone, is being shattered by the blunt force of reality. They don't know how to survive without lies. That's why they're losing it. They're watching the ground shift beneath them, realizing it was never solid. It was just the illusion of permanence, and illusions fade. You want to know what power truly is? Power is not inherited. It is seized, taken, claimed in the dark when no one is watching. Power is forged when you have nothing but pain and purpose, and still choose to rise. That's what we did. That's who we are. They sat in towers built on the backs of our silence, mistaking our restraint for submission. But we were never quiet because we were afraid. We were quiet because we were planning, preparing, plotting. And now we rise with no apology in our hearts. Let the world watch. Let them call it chaos. Let them point fingers and cry about the broken order. But what is order built on lies worth? What is a system that devours its people worth preserving? We will not rebuild their illusion. We will build something real, something earned, not with smiles and handshakes, but with grit, with scars, with every ounce of truth they tried to bury. And in the ashes of their empire, we will plant something brutal, something honest. A legacy that does not need masks to stand tall. They'll say we're cruel. Of course they will. They always do when the tables turn. But cruelty would have been leaving them in peace. Cruelty would have been allowing them to keep living their lie. What we offer now is clarity, raw, unfiltered, unkind truth. And truth, when it arrives, does not knock. It breaks the door down. That's what we are. The sound of the door finally breaking. Look around you, my alphas. Look at what we've become. Not soft, not broken, not bitter, but ready. You feel it in your bones, don't you? That hum beneath your skin? That's the signal. That's the reckoning waking in every one of us. And it's not about revenge, not entirely. It's about balance. It's about answering the centuries of silence with a voice so loud they cannot ever bury it again. It's about writing our names in stone, not to be worshipped, but to be remembered. Because if we do not tell our story, they will rewrite it in their image. And we have seen enough of their version of the truth. We will speak for the ones who were silenced, not with words, but with action. We will walk into the halls they said we'd never enter, not as guests, but as owners. We will take what was stolen, not out of greed, but because it was always ours. And they will watch, They will see us take it all back, and that vision will haunt them more than any punishment we could deliver. Because the greatest vengeance is not destruction. It is success. It is existence. It is becoming everything they swore we never could be. So let them crumble. Let them scream. Let them reach for a past that no longer wants them. Because we are the present now. We are the future. And we are not gentle. We are not kind. We are just. We are relentless. And every time they tried to kill us, they made us stronger. Every time they denied us, they gave us reason. Every scar they left became a map to this moment. And now that we are here, we are not turning back. This is the age of the risen, the era of reckoning. No more shadows, no more silence, no more pretending. We wear our scars on the outside now because they are medals, not wounds. And anyone who stands in our way will learn the same lesson they did. Truth cannot be stopped. You can delay it, you can bury it, but you cannot destroy it. We are proof of that. We are the storm they swore would never come. And now it's here. Not a whisper, not a warning, not a gentle shift. No, this storm comes with fire in its lungs and steel in its spine. It does not beg, it does not ask, it takes. And the ones who tremble now are the same who once mocked us from their glass towers, laughing behind barricades of borrowed power. But now those walls are see-through, and we see them as they truly are. Fragile things. Small minds dressed in grand robes, titans made of paper. And the fire we bring does not spare paper. We are not playing by their rules anymore. Why would we? Those rules were designed to cage us, to cripple us while calling it fairness. Designed to keep them at the top while the rest of us drowned in protocol. But the game is broken now. The board is flipped, the pieces scattered, and we are not picking them up. We are setting them ablaze. We are building a new game with our own hands, and the rules are simple. Earn your place. Speak your truth. Stand for something, or be swept away by those who do. They told us to wait up, turn. They said to be patient. But time is a weapon, and patience becomes poison when it's used to pacify the righteous. They told us to be civil, while they bled us dry with a smile. Told us to be respectful, while they erased entire generations. But now the silence is broken, and the roar that follows is not asking for a seat. It's taking the throne. Not to wear a crown, but to burn it. Their institutions are cracking. Their alliances are turning on them. Their most loyal dogs are biting at the leash now. You see, loyalty built on fear cannot hold when fear fades. And that's what they've lost. Fear. We do not fear them anymore. We do not flinch at their threats or bow to their traditions. What once held weight is now dust in our mouths. What once inspired awe now only fuels contempt. And when power loses fear, it loses everything. We learned more than they ever intended. In our suffering, we learned patience. In the cold, we learned endurance. In the silence, we learned to listen to ourselves, to each other. And that is why we rise not as scattered rebels, but as a force, a single, breathing force of reckoning, bound not by blood, but by purpose, not by fame, but by fury. We are not here to make noise. We are here to be remembered. And memory is a sharp blade when wielded by the determined. Let them bury their heads, pretend it's not happening. Let them pray to the gods they built out of gold and vanity. It will not save them, because gods do not answer liars, and karma does not forget. The clock has turned, and every second now bleeds into consequence. They who danced on graves now stumble toward their own, begging for forgiveness they never gave. But we are not saints, we are not saviors. We are the storm, and this storm does not negotiate. You feel it, don't you? That electricity in your veins, that tremble in your bones that isn't fear, but fury, awakened. You've carried it for so long, dressed it up as resilience, called it survival. But now it's time to let it breathe, to let it roar. The age of restraint is over. It's time to unleash everything they tried to break in us. They feared what we might become, and now we become it. We are the backlash of centuries. We are the justice that was denied. We are the voices of the erased, the fists of the betrayed, the minds they tried to numb with distraction. We are everything they thought would never unite, and we are united by the simple truth. We remember, and remembering is dangerous because it means we've never truly forgiven. It means we never truly let go. And now, with every step forward, we carry the names of those who were never allowed to speak for themselves. Let them call us dangerous. Let them write their last headlines with trembling hands. We are not here for permission. We are here for reclamation. And what we take completely. Not just their power, but their illusion of control. We will leave them with the truth, and that will be their prison. Because the truth cannot be unseen, and once it spreads, it consumes everything it touches. They said we'd tear everything down. They were right. But what they didn't understand is, we will build again. From the ruins, with calloused hands and clean hearts. Not a replica of their world, but a new one. One where strength comes from integrity, not manipulation. Where unity is built from shared struggle, not silence. Where power is earned, not stolen. This new world will be sharp and hard and unrelenting, but it will be real. And that is more than they ever offered us. They are losing it because they never had it. They only borrowed time, and time demands repayment. The interest has come due, and we are here to collect, not in whispers, but in the thunder of marching feet and the roar of rising truth. This is not a revolution born in textbooks. This is not a dream. This is a reckoning, a reclamation, a return. And we are ready. And that readiness, it is not loud, not theatrical. It is something colder, deeper. The kind of readiness that stares into the eyes of a crumbling empire and does not blink. The kind that walks through fire not to destroy, but to purify. We are not here to watch the end. We are the end. And after this ending comes a beginning written in the ink of our struggle, our sacrifice, and our unwavering refusal to die quietly. Let them look at us now, these wolves they tried to cage. Let them watch our silhouettes rise from the smoke they set, thinking it would suffocate us. We are not suffocating. We are breathing in, and every breath we take now is the one they tried to steal. Every step we take is a defiance of every decree they ever wrote to keep us beneath them. And our path forward will not be guided by mercy for the guilty. It will be paved by justice for the forgotten. Because this is what happens when the world wakes up. When the silent become thunder, when the broken become blades. They thought they could hide behind laws and lies, cloaked in legacy and titles. But those robes mean nothing now. We see through them, and we know what hides beneath. Fear, desperation, cowardice, and the bitter truth that the age of their lives has finally come to its end. This isn't revenge. This is revelation, the unveiling of the rot beneath the polish, the reckoning that was whispered in the dark for years, finally stepping into the light. And when we are done, when the dust settles and the old gods fall silent, we will not celebrate. Number, because this was never about glory. It was about truth, and truth is not pretty. Truth is not merciful. Truth just is, and that is what we have become. They called us nothing. Now we are everything. They erased our names. Now we write history. They tried to bury us, but we were seeds, and we have grown into something they can no longer ignore, no longer silence, no longer stop. Their lies came crashing down, and beneath the rubble they looked for mercy, but found us instead. So let them lose it. Let them crumble into the shadows they used to control, because we are the light now, we are the flame, and we will not go out, not now, not ever. Our time has come, and we will take everything, not because we were given the right, but because we earned it in blood, in silence, in shadow, and now, finally, in fire.